I'm 40 in my right car. Business change, yeah, I like I ain't all this. Get it money, nigga, that my main.
Hey y'all, hey, if you click this video, that means you already know what we about to make. Go ahead, get you a pen and paper so you can write these ingredients down and head to the store. First, we starting off with our beef chuck roast. You're gonna need 1 32-ounce of beef broth. I use the one with low sodium because that's what I picked up. And 1 can of beef consomee. I think I said that right. If not, correct me if I'm wrong. I use 6 New Mexico chili pods and 6 California chili pods. I also have the ones that start with a G. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sometimes I like to switch off with it to see if it makes a difference on what chili pods I use or not. Need 1 whole clove of garlic, 1 habanero pepper, and 10 chili peppers. You can skip that part. I wanted it spicy, so that's what I use. You're gonna need 1 whole onion, whole black peppercorn, and bay leaves. That step is also optional because I can't tell the difference with or without it. And we're gonna cook this in our pressure cooker. So now we just gonna start cleaning it. No, we're not. We're gonna start seasoning our cleaned meat. I don't care what meat you have, rinse it off. And as always, all the seasonings that I'm using will be in the description box below. You can feel free to use your own seasonings. These are the seasonings that I used. You can tell this is my favorite one. It's damn near gone. Also, by the way, Delightful Meals Everything seasoning will be back in stock very soon. Whatever you do to the front side, do it to the back just a little bit less so that way it won't be soggy. of tea. This brand is the Insignia, and y'all, when I tell y'all, when I first got this, I was low-key intimidated by it because it was intimidating AF. Like, I didn't know how to use it at all, but once I did learn how to use it, I have not stopped. Like, when I tell y'all, oxtails, birria meat, chuck rolls, neck bones, whatever meat that takes hecka long to cook over the stove takes 2 hours in this baby. Promise you, you'll never go back to cooking stuff over the stove again. Crazy how it's flashing in like camera's view because it wasn't flashing in real life. So now we're just about to sear everything for 30 minutes in coconut oil. So halfway through the 30 minutes, you want to go ahead and flip your meat over to the other side and let the other side sear. halfway through searing everything, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my peppers. I didn't add it in when I added everything else in because I didn't want them to burn. So everything has been searing for a total of 30 minutes. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our liquids. Y'all, the meat not even done and it looks so good. Like, look at that. Like, that is the perfect sear, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and add in our liquids. I added in the whole 32 ounce of beef broth and 1 whole can of the beef consomee. So now that we added in the broth, we're going to go ahead and add in our chili pods. I did go in and remove those little stems. I forgot. And then I also did not take the seeds out because I feel like when you leave the seeds in, that's what give it an extra kick. So I left them in there. So now we're just going to sear everything for about 14 minutes, making sure that all the chili pods and the onions and the garlic is translucent. So we are stewing everything with the top off first because we're gonna go in and we're gonna take all the peppers and the onions and stuff out. But I just wanted to show y'all I'm skimming the top of it, removing all the fat off of it because I slightly had too much grease in it when I was searing it, and I should have poured some out before I poured the liquid in, but I didn't, and who gonna check me? So now we're taking everything out of the pot, everything but the meat and the broth. We're going to put it into a blender, and we're going to put some of the broth inside the blender just to give it a little liquid. And we're going to blend everything up until everything is blended well. So now what you want to do is take a strainer and pour everything out of the blender onto that strainer. Get a spoon and go in circles over, pretty much just getting all the liquid out of it and leaving all the chunks and the seeds in the strainer. I apologize in advance. I'm directly over the pot, so some parts will be blurry. It was a lot of steam coming up, like a lot, like made my wig cap slide back a lot. So you want to just keep doing this process until everything is gone out of the blender. And mine may look a little bit thick, but you can always go in and add more liquid to yours. I like mine thick because I like my dip to stick when I'm dipping it. So yeah. So this is me just adding in the rest of the beef broth because it was hella thick like me. But if you like yours liquefied, go in, feel free to add in as much liquid as you want to, because later on down the line it will get thicker like me again. And yeah. So I went in and added in 3 bay leaves because mine was all crunched up and stuff. So yeah, and then I added in a handful of peppercorn. You can add in as many or as little as you want to. So at this point, you want to go ahead and taste your broth, because if it's nasty, it's just gonna be nasty. And you don't want to wait until it's all done to realize that it's nasty. So add in as much seasoning as desired to make it taste flavorful to your palate. Almost forgot, I added in a chicken bouillon cube for more flavor. Don't knock it till you try it. At this point, you want to make sure everything is how you like it, the consistency of the broth, the flavor, because we are now about to go ahead and put the top on it. And once the top on it, the top is up, it's stuck, okay? So now we're about to stew everything for 2 hours. Yes, only 2 hours. Look, I'm not even playing. 2 hours. That's it. That's all. Y'all, it haven't even been 2 hours yet, but I just want to show y'all that this pressure cooker is the truth, okay? And be careful when releasing that steam. You cannot unlock this top unless all the steam is removed out. So go ahead and slide it over and release the steam. Again, be very careful. Proceed with caution, okay? Because you will burn the sugar honey iced tea out yourself, and don't blame me, okay? But yeah, so watch it steam out and watch it fill the air with all that goodness. This is with an hour and a couple of minutes, y'all. Watch. I'm using a spoon. You see, like butter. Not even the full 2 hours yet. Alright, y'all, I finished cooking it for the full 2 hours, and this time I came back with a plastic spoon because y'all needed to see this. You see, I'm not even using force. You see, it's just gliding, like the meat is just falling, like it's just coming apart. Okay, now it's time to start making our samosas. So we're gonna take some flour and some water and make a slurry. Make it thick because this is what you're gonna use to seal everything together. Going to take your soft shell, the burrito shell, you know, the shells that you make with the burritos, and cut it in half. So now we're just going to go ahead and prep the onions by dicing them up and cutting up all the cilantro and stuff. Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of camera range until last minute, but we all know how to chop onions, so. I only did a little bit because Bae don't like onions or cilantro. He just like his regular. I had to come back and show y'all how tender the meat was again. Now let's start building our samosas. So take a half of your taco shell and lay it flat. Okay, so I did it 2 ways. I found the second way a lot more easier than the first way, so just watch. So take some of that flour and water slurry and put a dab of it at the top of it and form a triangle. You're going to take some more of that slurry and add it to one side of the tortilla shell and smash them together. And at this point, you should have a triangle or a cone hat. Once you flip it over, it should look like a cone hat, like a birthday hat. So now you just want to start assembling everything. Add your cheese, cilantro, onions, and your meat. This is the first way I did it. I told y'all this. I like the second way better. Take some more of that slurry and add it all around the top of the tortilla and pinch it closed. Don't be scared to pinch it. Just make sure you don't pinch it too tight to where it rips the tortilla. Pinch it enough just for it to shut and stay shut. And when you're done, it should look like a stuffed Dorito. This is the second way that I mentioned. I added a layer of cheese, then I added the meat, then I added a second layer of cheese. I did not add the cilantro and the onions because this is babes, but I did add them to the rest of them. Then I take that slurry, rub it across and form a triangle tip, and then I just do what I did to the other one. Squeeze that to make sure that nothing falls out, and then add some more of the slurry along one side of the tortilla, and then firmly press it. That's done, we're going to put those into the freezer for 10 minutes or until our grease is ready for them to be fried. Put them in your hot grease and fry until golden brown, and flip if necessary. I didn't have enough grease in mine, so I had to flip them. So if you followed all the steps from the slurry to the freezer, they should not fall apart when you put them in the grease. You do not want them falling apart, because then it's just going to be a complete mess in your grease, and we don't want that. My left one look like it's open, but it's not. It's uneven. So don't be like me and make sure yours is lined evenly. Done, it should come out looking all golden and crispy and scrumdiddlyumptious. and they should come out looking something like this. I went ahead and put some razzle-dazzle onions and cilantro on mine because it was looking a little bit too plain for me. And on the side, I got my consomee with some more onions and cilantro. Remember in the beginning when I mentioned I like my sauce to stick when I dip it? This is what I'm talking about. That right there. See how it's stuck? It's stuck on there. You can see it on there. That's what I like. That right there. There you have it, our deep fried birria samosas. Look at all that meat I need. Y'all, watch this. That cheese, what cheese pull you know look that sexy? I'll wait. Look, I have to do it again. I have to do it for y'all in slow-mo. Hold on. Listen how crunchy it is, y'all. There it is. As always, tweak the video. Don't tweak the video. Tweak the recipe to make it your own. Thanks for clicking on my video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to press that post notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video is uploaded. See you in the next video. Bye.